Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Tyler Marr, and she is.
Two Winters,
And this is.
talking shit with TNT.
Hey, what the deal? What the deal? Tuesday today look like she's really, really comfortable today in the house,
I'm
getting
very
her shit
comfortable.
together. She enjoying her day off, drinking her motherfucking mug of juice. Or nah, she's on a diet kick, y'all. She drinking that water.
Not a diet. It's not a diet.
It's not a diet. What you call it then?
It is I'm changing, it's a lifestyle change, not a diet.
All right, too. So tell everybody what you're doing.
So currently I am eating vegan food. And that consists of nothing that is meat or a byproduct of animal whatever. So chicken, none of that. Um, hamburgers, none of that. Uh, honey, not even honey, none of that.
Honey?
No, that's a bee byproduct.
Oh, okay.
It's bee poop. They say it's not bee poop, but I mean, technically, from it's bee poop. So,
more like bee saliva though. It's like bee spit.
It don't necessarily come from their mouth though.
It do come from their mouth.
It goes through their body. If it goes through their body, it comes out the other end. I call it food, or maybe it's pee. BP. I don't know. But that's what me and my family are doing here. Now, my boys did have chicken, real chicken, yesterday for the football game because nobody wanted to cook while I was working. And I was like, okay, all right. So now you'll have to start over all the way from the beginning. I'm not making my children do it like permanently. But I did want them to learn like other things because we weren't eating as much vegetables or fruit like we were doing before. Now, I used to buy fruit and just put fruit on the table, and whenever they wanted something, they would have it. Now they have nothing but fruits and vegetables to eat, to munch on. Today we did go to the store, and we went through the store looking for vegan snack food. Okay. Let me tell you all, it was like a what do you call those hunts? Like a treasure hunt, trying to find vegan food, but Oreos are vegan.
I did not know that.
They are. So I forgot those things are called. Scotty, I don't know. It's some type of little sugar cookie, and they are bomb, and they're vegan also.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I can't go with everything, but like just some products for people. They don't have it on the package, but if you read the ingredients, like it doesn't have like milk. It doesn't have milk. It doesn't have dairy. It doesn't have lard.
Okay.
That's another thing. Like people don't realize that they're eating animal fat in food. Yeah. That you would think they wouldn't have animal fat in their food. And so that's why I'm reading all the packages now whenever I purchase things. I think my children are beginning to be like, oh, okay. Because today we had a Impossible Burger. I tried one before and I was just like, I don't want that. I don't like it. But today, for some reason, when I tried that thing, it was all right. It was quite all right.
Question is what really brought about this whole lifestyle change that you're
marketing? As you I've spoken before, I have scleroderma. I have pulmonary fibrosis, and I'm in these groups on Facebook, and they're like, some things that changed their life was changing their eating habits because sugar is a major culprit of arthritis. Sugar is a major culprit of all these other issues that chronic things that Black people have, like the fried foods, the high cholesterol, all that stuff. And then I started researching after that. And it makes a lot of sense to me from the stuff that I've read, because it says, look at all the Black people, look at us people here we made delicacies out of scraps, what we were given, as slaves. But we don't have to eat that stuff now. We really don't, because it's believed that we weren't eating this much meat when our ancestors were in Africa. We weren't eating that much meat. We weren't, like, you had to go, it wasn't just a readily available for you to have meat. So, and it's to believe that the reason why we have high cholesterol, heart attacks, diabetes, all these type of things, because we're overindulging in these foods that weren't even meant for us. And so now I am, for my own self and for my children, because my daughter is a heart patient.
Okay.
I'm taking it back. I'm showing them another way to eat, where you're eating for nourishment and health, instead of just because I want that. That looks good. I want that.
Hold on one moment, please. Hold on. All right. So give me one moment. Pause it. Back. All right. So we're back. had a quick intermission. So you were saying the reason why you started this vegan diet?
Lifestyle.
Okay.
It's not a diet. I can stick with this. I've done it before. So I'm just like revisiting, but there's a lot more stuff out here now that wasn't out here when I was doing it. And I was following somebody named Fully Rock Christina back in like 2013. And basically all I ate was like raw fruit and vegetables.
So like a raw food type of situation.
But I remember having so much more energy and I felt so much better. But I just equated it to, at that time, it was about losing weight and all that type of stuff. Yeah. It wasn't necessarily too much about my health, because I felt okay, even though I still had what I have now. I felt okay. They were starting to put me on medications around 2013, 2015. And I believe there's side effects to medications they put you on. Although my mom is a firm believer in medicating yourself. The doctor give it, you better take it. But I also feel like that we can eat to heal and to nourish, because supposedly our body our body has a way of healing itself. Yeah. So if you give it the appropriate nutrients that it needs, then your body can do that. Well, you need to give it a right amount of rest.
That's kind of what medication is for, though. Like, it's kind of aiding the body in healing itself anyway. It's not like the medicine really. It's not like the medicine really comes into your body and does the work for it. Does the work. It's kind of like the medicine enables your body to do what it's supposed to, or what you needed to do. It just tricks certain cells to do that. But it's cool that you're doing it, and I'm not going to the full vegan. I just can't. But I just find it, how did you find about the pricing for the food?
How did I find out about what?
How do you go about with the pricing? Because that stuff is kind of expensive.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because you're getting stuff like bananas and apples and oranges and dates and nuts, seeds, quinoa. That stuff is not it's not that expensive. It just depends on, you have to look around. Yeah. And I'm a couponer at heart, so if I find something that's cheaper at another store, that's where I'm going to. Yeah. You can be vegan and eat accordingly and it not be that expensive. People have it in their head that eating the right way is expensive. It's not. Avocados don't cost that much Tomatoes don't cost that much.
Well, avocados do cost some.
No, they don't.
I have tried like avocados. I think it's like you get like 4 of them for like $5-6 or something.
But you're not gonna eat like, say for instance, you might eat one avocado a day. So you talking about 4 for $5, and you might eat. So you gonna spend what, roughly $7, 7 or more, a little over $7 to have an avocado every single day. And most people don't eat an avocado every day. There's lettuce, there's tomatoes, there's celery. Get the stuff that you have to purchase by pound. Go to the what they call farmers markets. Go to the strawberry places, whatever I don't even know if they're in season right now, but they're in the grocery store. So start your own garden, because it's really not as expensive as people think it is to eat the right way. I think I might have spent more on junk food, like the vegan junk food, looking for like snacks for my kids, than I did on like buying the actual fruit and vegetables. Yeah. Yeah. Because you can make it. You can make your stuff. Like, I remember in 2013, I made a whole vegan cheesecake. And all it consisted of was cashews, walnuts, and dates, and vanilla. It was good though. It was delicious.
I don't like cheesecake if it was real cheesecake, so it don't really matter.
No, I loved it.
You know, it's like, it's at the point now with me. I know I have to eat a little bit better. Now I'm not going to go to the vegan route because I feel like that's just nothing I'm into. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I do have to incorporate more vegetables, and it's crazy though, because the one vegetable I've been reading about that's really good for you is actually something that one of the few vegetables I actually like is broccoli. And I don't buy it as much. I can buy the frozen one anyway, but I'm into eating broccoli. I like eating broccoli. And there's this I ain't gonna say new diet or new thing. It's like a challenge. So it's a challenge they have out now where if you eat broccoli and baked chicken for a week, and see how that go. Okay. Now, but you gotta eat it for breakfast and lunch. You know what I mean? Or for lunch and for dinner, and you'll probably eat like a protein shake, drinking like a protein shake during the day, and it's supposed to help with your weight loss and stuff like that. And I'm learning now that I'm not really focused on weight loss per se, but I'm learning that because now that I'm going to the gym and I'm lifting weights, I'm learning that building the muscle that I need to build, I may not lose weight. You get what I'm saying? Because muscle weighs more than fat. But it's just the fact that, I just want to lose inches. And that's kind of like, the most important part. I've been doing this gym thing for about, I'm going to say about 5 months now. And I'm realizing that I'm stronger than I was before for a while. And I haven't really tested myself on the scale, but I do know that my waist is a little bit thinner. I got stretch marks on my stomach, so guess I'm losing weight in there, and I feel like my face got skinnier than when I first started doing it, but the hardest thing to do when you go to the gym is like, literally trying to keep your diet up, and trying to get your diet right. That's the hardest thing to do. So if you can get your diet right, the gym stuff is easy to me. I can go to the gym, lift a million weights and stay there all day. But coming home, like you can see, I love fried chicken. I don't care for that many vegetables. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been getting a sweet tooth. I don't know where that came from, but I enjoy, bad food. But that's a lifetime of growing up eating bad food, And it's one of those things where, we grew up, we went to the bodega or the corner store. Y'all call them gas station stores down here. Y'all don't have corner stores, but and we used to eat cheesesteaks and hoagies, and it was cheap. Like it was bad food and it was cheap. Like you get a 12-inch hoagie like this big with some chips and a soda, and you probably pay like less than $5 for that. You know what I mean? And you go get you a salad, it costs you $12 at Salad Works. It's back up in Jersey. But you get a salad, it costs you $12 for the salad. And I can go down the street, get me a hoagie and some chips, or even worse, a cheesesteak with some fries with ketchup and a lot of ketchup and salt and pepper and ketchup, and a 2-liter soda for $5, and I could be in the house eating good and feeling lovely.
But why do you think that was though?
You know
why
what?
why do you think they made it so
Back then,
unattainable to get
then,
something?
Back then,
Huh?
You say back then?
Yeah, back then. Why do you think it made
I
it
can
so
guarantee you
unattainable?
right now, if I lived in Jersey right now, I can probably get a cheesesteak. It might not be $2.50, but it probably be like $3.50. I can get the same meal for less than $6 right now.
But is it in the same, like
It's in
what
the
is
same
the
area though. It is in the
huh?
same area. It is in the same area.
Is it, what type of neighborhood is it?
It's a black neighborhood. It's a black Hispanic neighborhood. And
And
yes,
that's,
I get what you're saying.
yeah. I feel like that's what I feel like they set it up that way. Here,
It
here's
was
the
though.
scraps again. Like they offer me the scraps again, but here's the pig intestine. It's not a pig intestine this time, but it's a nice, beautiful bun with filled with meat and all the good gooey stuff that you love.
It is
And
good.
I know because I've been there. I've had it too. Like we didn't have Philly steak and cheese or whatever, but we had other stuff, stuff out here that was cheaper.
You just like pause. You just messed it up. I say it's Philly steak and cheese. Oh my god, I'm done with you.
You said what?
You don't say it's not Philly steak. It's a Philly cheese steak.
I am not from New Jersey.
Philly cheese steak. Say it right.
Philly cheese steak. Philly steak is Philly steak and cheese.
It's not steak and
whatever.
cheese. It's not, no, it's not steak and cheese. Steak and cheese, no. No.
Whatever he had. Because I'm not from there. I don't know that type of terminology, but I will tell you this. We didn't have that. But you can go get a cheeseburger back in the day for like 39 cents at McDonald's, and the salads would be more expensive. But now everything is priced about the same. So now there's really no excuse. There's really no excuse for anybody to be walking around here not getting their daily amount of vegetables and fruit, even if you eat meat. Because that salad, those vegetables that you eat, that's gonna scrub your intestines and scrub all the stuff out. That's why when you eat a salad, you go, what's that? That's that food, that fiber, scrubbing away, or at least trying to get all that good out.
I'll be honest with you, and like I said, not really down here, more or less. I do get what you're saying when the food you eat, and it's already been documented that in poor black neighborhoods and where black people lived at, or minorities lived at, they made it so it was hard for them to have supermarkets and stuff like that. I do know growing up, we only had one supermarket in my whole town. One. And we had Pathmark. That's the only supermarket we had in our town. So everybody in a city of 89,000 people had only one major food market that was in the city. If you were going to get some food outside, most of the time you had to go outside the city. And mind you, the food that was in the city was higher than the food that you brought that was outside the city. So if I get a loaf of bread in Camden, it probably cost me at the time $2. But I can go to the same store in Cherry Hill and get the same bread for at least 50 cents less. And that is not made up. That was a thing. As a matter of fact, they closed down the supermarket in Camden, and it was like really a big deal because people were like, that was the only supermarket in the area. And they really was upset about that. But they ended up closing down all the supermarkets in Camden just because it was it was just Walmart kind of brought them all out. To be honest with you, Walmart came and brought them, just took away the whole economy. But yeah, they got rid of all the supermarkets, and the only thing that was left was the little corner stores. The corner stores, they were good for junk food. I mean, like now they're owned by a lot of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. So you get all your Spanish food. You get your pastelillos, you get your what they call empanadas. You get the empanadas, your rosco bollo, um, and stuff like that. Maybe your Jamaican beef patties. All that's fried and all that's not good for you. You know what I mean? And you still get your cheese sticks, your hoagies, your fries, your panzerottis, which is not good for you. But oh my god, it tastes so good. Oh my god, real panzerotti. Oh my goodness, the taste is just wow. Like literally, like what I mean. But they have these stores, and then on top of that, you got Crown Fried Chicken. That was one of my drinking stores when I go out at night and come home after a long night of partying and drinking. I would go to Crown Fried Chicken, give me a 6 piece with a beef patty and a soda. Go home, eat that, and pass out. But and you had those Chinese stores. We had a Chinese store everywhere in Jersey. Like I live in Albemarle. There's probably what actual Chinese stores. There's two
What
in
do you mean by
Albemarle.
Chinese stores?
Like Chinese stores, like they cook Chinese food. There's only two in Albemarle. There's China Kitchen by Walmart, and then there's Jinjin on 52. Like when I tell you, we had a Chinese store like all over the city. We had like 50, 60 Chinese stores making the same
Yes.
chicken.
I'm
That's why I
thinking
love
that when you
chicken so
say
much.
Chinese
That's
store, I'm
all
from
we
like
had.
Korean market.
Huh?
When you're saying Chinese store, I'm thinking about a Korean market. What?
Oh, all right. So before I moved down here, I found out there was a Korean market or an Asian market in, like I said, the suburban area of Cherry Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to get racks of ribs for like $5 to $7. A rack of ribs costs you at least $10. At least $10 here. And I'm thinking I'm underselling it because I think it might even cost more. It costs about at least $14 here for a rack of ribs. So to get a rack of ribs for $7 was dirt cheap. And they were really good. But my homeboy said he just, for some reason, he stopped buying it. He's talking about something. I don't know, man. I don't trust it. I think it's dog meat. All right, one, let's keep it a buck. If an Asian person is selling food out their store, 9 times out of 10, if they do eat dog meat, they ain't selling it to your black ass. That's a delicacy in Asia. They're not going to sell your ass no damn fucking dog. Come, come on.
Right.
Come on. Like they're not going to sell you dog. Like that's now they might sell you some iffy chicken or some sick beef, but actual dog, no, they're not going to sell you no dog. Like people don't understand that that's a delicacy. That's like eating. That's like coming over here and eating fucking lobster. You know what I mean? Going to a roof Chris and get order a fucking lobster. That's the same thing. They don't if they do eat dog, it's not gonna be something they're gonna serve to you. It costs too much money.
Mm.
But that was his but like to go back to the supermarket thing and that's all I have to do with the health thing. You don't have I didn't grow up with healthy choices, and those are one of those things that we have to change as a people, as black people, because we didn't grow up with healthy choices for the most
Right.
part. I don't know about. I think down here had the advantage on that, whereas they wasn't really y'all were around farming and stuff like that, so y'all had some healthy choices. But in New Jersey, we didn't have those healthy choices. We had to go to the bodega. We went to the bodega get and we had barely had money, so the food was cheap. You know what I mean? I had no, 50 Cent got his own name. 50, he called himself 50 Cent because he said when he was growing up in the hood, he buy anything for 50 Cent. And that's real. Like you can buy anything for 50 Cent back when I was growing up. I don't know now, it's probably $1. I seen these J&J pies I used to love as a kid. Well, not really love. I used to settle for it as a kid because the pies I love cost $1. I ain't usually didn't have a full dollar. But yes, it's real. It's real. It's real to feel for real. Or if I did have a $4, I didn't want to waste it on a motherfucking pie. So we ended up using a it was a JJ pie. I can get it from one of these corner stores around here. That motherfucker $1. I remember them things were 15 cents. Like they used to be 15 cents. They were cheap. They cheaply made, but now they're $1 here. But I digress. But you know, I mean, it's just that you grow up as a kid. You grow up, going to the store, and we ain't had no taxes on our shit. So it wasn't like we brought a bag of chips that was 25 cents and it ended up being 55 cents for the taxes. It was we brought a bag of chips with 25 cents. It was 25 cents. Get a get a couple bags of chips, a cake for a quarter, and a soda for 35 cents. You good, you're Gucci. You know what I mean? And that's what we used to do as kids. I mean, unfortunately, my mom did try to give me healthy food. It didn't take, but for the most part, as a kid, that's all we grew up on was cheesesteaks, hoagies, and corner store chicken.
Well, I know my grandparents, where I'm at now, they had a farm, not a farm, but a garden, a big garden. And I remember being out there at 4 years old. They told me to pull these little things off of the plants and put it in there. I did about 6 of them until I saw a funny looking bug and I was like, I'm out. And I jumped ship.
That's weird to
But
me.
I knew that's where our vegetables came from. Like the extra vegetables that we had before my grandfather passed away. Because he used to till that garden.
That's weird to
So
me though, because you said that you were scared of bugs. How are you scared of bugs when you're from here?
huh?
You're scared of bugs, but you're from here.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
But
I don't like bugs.
it's a country though. Like y'all should see
That ain't
bugs.
got nothing to do with me. I
Look,
didn't grow up with bugs. I don't like bugs. I never have liked bugs.
look,
I
I've
mean,
been down
I
where you.
barely like a fly.
I've been down where you live at. I'm surprised you don't see more bugs. To be honest with you,
Mm-mm.
kind of critters out that way. Nah,
No.
but
The
seriously
most
though,
the most bugs that we see down here, especially like in the summertime, are mosquitoes and gnats.
as a kid,
Now, anything outside that,
I don't know if my dad did this to scare us, but as a kid, my dad used to tell us that there used to be spiders as big as your head, and there were snakes down here, and you didn't want to come down to North Carolina because you all the snakes and the spiders and the
please,
bugs. He used to tell us all kinds of stories when we were growing up.
please. I might have seen a snake. I've seen a snake less often than I've seen. I mean, no, I've seen more squirrels than I've seen snakes.
Now,
And I don't fool. I really wasn't ever. I wasn't ever really afraid of snakes
yeah,
because my father made me chop a snake's head off when I was like 6 or 7. So after that, I was like, I'm good. And then after you chop the snake's head off, you hang it on a tree so it'll rain. That's what you do.
you know what? It's weird because I'm terrified. I'm scared of snakes.
I'll kill one.
I remember when I first moved into Almar, there was a snake in front of my house. Scariest day of my life.
Mm.
They're like, oh, it was just a black snake. Just a black snake. I never seen a black snake.
You're supposed to leave the black snakes alone, supposedly. But I'll kill that sucker too and put him on a tree.
Now, when I was living in South Carolina, I seen a copperhead.
No, definitely. I don't think I've ever seen a poisonous snake.
Mm. Mm. South Carolina, oh my goodness. And they had a whole area full of poisonous snakes. Mm-mm.
Nope, not for me. Like I would avoid moving to an area if I knew they had a lot of those type of creatures. Because I'm not putting me or anybody else at will in harm's way for a poisonous snake area.
That was weird. I was chilling at my people's house and we were sitting outside. They were smoking their cigarette and we seen a snake coming up. What is that? They're there with a copperhead. Called the fire department. They came out and they literally came with they came out with a shovel. It was like
Pop. Yep.
the head off.
I did it with a hoe.
That was the scariest thing ever.
My dad was like, get it, get it, get it. I was like, all right. Get it. I got that. I got it. Smush that head all the way in.
Yeah, we're not.
Hang on.
I'm not used to seeing snakes. I'll be honest with you though, where I only seen one rat in real life in my life.
Oh, I've seen gerbils. Are they called gerbils? Though. Gerbils are close enough to a rat to me.
Yeah.
And my children's father bought them each a gerbil. Unbeknownst to me. I said, they're just gonna die. Because if they get out, they good as dead. I promise you that.
My ex-wife used to have a ferret.
Nope, no thank you. Anything that's fuzzy that they can crawl up. Like I went to somebody's house and they had a ferret. He's like, oh no, it's friendly. Fuck that. I don't want to touch it.
They're not friendly.
It's not a puppy. I'm sorry.
First of all, ferrets are not friendly. They're very temperamental. Like I have a homeboy, he also had a ferret too, come to think of it. But no, they're not friendly. They will bite you. And they had bitten her, and that was her ferret. We had a ferret. We had dogs. Oh God, I'm not an animal person, but you know, I've seen possum straight up. I don't like them. And in one time when I was living in Jersey, it wasn't until my 30s that I know that I figured out that we had these. We had raccoons.
Have what?
Raccoons.
Oh.
I didn't know we had raccoons in Jersey, especially in Camden. Now, Camden is a metropolitan city. It's a hood. And so one night, I call myself going outside. I get the bag of trash, and I'm taking it to the dumpster. And as I'm walking to the dumpster, I see this cat walking. Cat is chilling. Then another cat comes out of the dumpster. Then two more cats come out. And as I get closer, I realize these are not cats. Then the thing look at me. I was like, oh, they were raccoons. It was 5 of them Jones sitting outside the dumpster.
And UNC Charlotte.
I dropped I dropped the trash bag and I ran back to my house. I'll never forget it. The girl that lived in the store, tears, heard her from outside. They were dying laughing at me. I didn't even care. Like, yo, that was scary.
At UNC Charlotte, where I went to school at, they had the cats and the raccoons lived harmoniously together in their own little village. I'm not surprised it wasn't a cat coon or a rat cat or whatever you want to call it, because because they lived harmoniously together. They ate together, hung out together. Like their meetup spot was at the dumpster.
Did you see that video of
and somebody would literally put out cat food for cats? I don't know what dum-dum was trying to feed the cats on campus, but they put cat food out for the cats, and the raccoons and the cats were eating it together.
Yeah, that's stupid. Don't ever feed outside cats because you want to attract everything else. Have you ever seen Tent City? Did you see that video of Tent City last week or the week before?
Yeah.
Did you see them pull up that tarp and all them rats came out of the holes?
Nope.
Oh my God. I felt dirty just looking at it. Like, it was skeevy. It was like, oh my God. Like it had to be 100 rats that just came out of the hole. And the rats were living under the tarp. Like when they pulled the tarp out, it was 100. I ain't even gonna suggest it because it was disgusting.
I'm just hoping there weren't any children living in Tent City.
Not that I've seen. You know what? No, I was wrong. I'm wrong. There was somebody out there with their baby out there one time. I seen it. You know, it's kind of like what the subject that we were talking about last week about the housing. And I was reading something about it. Oh well, not reading something about it. Somebody had a vlog about it yesterday, and she was talking about. I was looking at her vlog on YouTube, and she was talking about how since apartment complexes down here are starting to do is since a lot of people are moving from New York and New Jersey and California and Chicago, since all these people are moving down here, they're raising the price of rent because the people up north are used to a certain price. So $1,000 to the people up north is cheap, whereas the people who are from Charlotte, that's a high price. You know
Right.
what I mean? And most of the people who come from New York or New Jersey or anything like that, they have a decent job where they can actually afford that rent.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, while they getting up all these new housing and making people pay all this money, the people who are from here who didn't get that type of housing, they can't afford to move into a new housing. And that's the issue with the pricing in Charlotte, houses and stuff like that. But with that said, they have the people that was living in Tent City. And there's a lot of them, let's be real, there's a lot of crackheads out there, a lot of drug addicts, a lot of war vets,
Mental health patients,
a lot of war vets,
undiagnosed and diagnosed.
a lot of war vets. That's how we take care of our armed service people that was living out there, And one time it was a girl with her child out there. She just had a baby, and she was living out in Tent City with her child.
You're frozen.
Huh? And this is before it was summer, wintertime, but it was just the fact that if you are comfortable having your citizens live in an area where they have to live out tents and you don't want to give them adequate housing, that's a problem. Hello? Hello? Some of you there? The problem with internet services in this area is for some reason, if I use the in-house internet service, it just dies. I don't know. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. So,
Oh yeah, let me. I'll ask you later.
hold on a second.
So, this vegan lifestyle that you live in. I know we got off topic a little bit, but so this vegan lifestyle that you live in, how long you plan on doing this? Hello, can you hear me?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, you have me on mute. But yeah, so this vegan lifestyle that you're doing, how long you plan on doing this?
For however long. I don't have a cap on it. It's not a diet, so it's just changing my way of life because
lifestyle.
yeah, I don't want to go back to doing the things that I did before because I feel like the only way that I think that I may go back is if I'm having deficiencies and things. But I'm pairing all my foods and stuff together so that I get what I'm supposed to get. So like pairing my minerals together,
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that I have enough protein when I'm eating, because I've seen people that have tried to do this pure vegan life, and it didn't work out for them because they thought all they should do is drink smoothies, or I'm gonna eat fruit for the whole week and that's all I'm gonna eat. But you gotta put other things into it. You can't just do one, and you gotta research. So
There's I know, and like you were talking about, your sons ate chicken yesterday because they had a game yesterday. Were they playing spring ball? All right, so I know there's a lot of athletes, especially football and baseball players, who are strictly vegan. They don't eat no meat. So there's a way of getting your protein without having to actually eat a cow or something like that,
the thing is with them yesterday, the only reason why, my kids started around, I think day one, they were okay. But day 2 and day 3, they were on rebellious mode. I don't want to do this. This is torture. This is child abuse. this is this and this and this. And I was like, no, I'm doing
He's a
this because
child
I
of
love you. I'm
abuse.
doing this because I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this because I care. Like the two youngest were no, well, the youngest was okay, kind of sort of. Everything I cooked, they were like, wait a minute, this is vegan? Yes, that's vegan. What? Yes, that's vegan. This is good. Oh, I like this. And so by the end of the day, they were okay. Fast forward to Thursday, the game. I was working and I'd already cooked lunch. Lunch was basic. It was jasmine rice with quinoa and sweet potato.
Yeah.
Basic. My children, there's maybe two of them, a good two, that like sweet potato plain, like with no added sugar or nothing. Because I'm not putting added sugar on anything. Not even agave, not raw sugar in the raw, none of that. Just a sweet potato. And I told them, I said, once y'all get used to eating just a sweet potato, maybe add a little plant-based butter to it or whatever, but you get used to eating just a potato and just your rice and your quinoa mixed in with it, you eventually your taste buds get used to it. That's why, like, if you've been drinking nothing but water, all you've been drinking is water, and then one day you get some tea, you're like, woo, that's sweet. But it's like regular, like it's regular sweet tea to everybody else. It's because your taste buds got used to it. So as I was explaining to them, they should have been, I told them, y'all need to learn how to cook anyway. And cooking vegan is probably about the easiest thing that that I've noticed, that making these meals are not hard. You just have to do it. So they would have had bean burritos with I think it was chickpea or black bean tortillas. Yeah. But nobody wanted to do the cooking while I was working, and they had to be at school at a certain time, and they didn't get a chance to get their stuff. So when they came back, they had their bean burritos. And I said, how did that chicken taste? Was it good to you? And then one of my sons said, oh, my wrist is hurting. I said, see, you're just eating your vegetables and your fruit like you're supposed to. Your body had a chance to heal overnight. I don't know if that's certain, but I do know for a fact with me, when I notice a difference from when I eat raw foods versus cooked foods. So, like, now what I did do the other day, so everybody's been on the melatonin kick, right? Yeah. Melatonin. This is what I tried. Okay. I boiled onion broth because onion broth is supposed to be is high in magnesium, vitamin K, I think vitamin A, not magnesium, it's magnum. And it also is a sleeping aid. Yeah. And I kid you not, I boiled green onions, leeks, and yellow onions in a broth, add a little Greek seasoning to it, and drank an 8-ounce cup. My two youngest daughters drank an 8-ounce cup. And when by the time the other three came in from work, we were knocked the hell out. Okay. And we slept good. So the next morning, it was like remarkable. But I told them I wanted to do that every night, but that night was the only night that I had managed to do it this week. Yeah. But it worked. Yeah, I believe. You know what, and we're about to end this in a minute, but it's good for you for trying to, not for changing your lifestyle over. You know what I mean? And you're trying to get more active with the swimming, so that's good. Yay. Anyway, but so and as people as a whole, we need to learn how to do that more ourselves. And we do have to break out old habits, like myself. Just because I grew up with something, that don't mean that I have to stay with it. I grew up with eating fried and
bad food don't mean I have to stay with it. So I do have to work on that. I do know that. Now, like I said, I'm not
I told my
vegan.
parents the same thing.
I'm not vegan, so that's
I
not going to
said,
happen.
I cleaned out my freezer. I cleaned out my stock room with all the extra stuff, that stuff that wasn't vegan. And my dad was like, bring it on to my house. I was like, no. I was like, you don't need this either. Yeah. I said, you're the one that should go vegan, yeah, along with us. And he was like, I'm not giving up my meat. I was like, okay, but I mean, just because you grew up eating it and that's all you knew doesn't mean that you got to stay that complacent. You don't have to stay in that same spot. There was a video I watched of this woman giving I don't know if it was a woman or a man, but somebody was giving a lecture of some sort, and she was talking about the women were in charge of cooking, and the men, they had already put places said don't eat pork, don't eat pork. Pork isn't good for you, blah blah blah. Now, and she was saying that the men would go along with it if the women would stop buying it and cooking it. Yeah. That's what she was saying. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But because I grew up eating pork, like every Christmas Eve, there were chitlins, regardless of who wanted to eat them or whatever. Every Christmas Eve, there were chitlins. From the time that I was able to walk, there was chitlins. And there's been bacon, and there was, all this other type of stuff. Hog mouths, all this stuff. And I ate it. It was good to me. The pig was good to me. The oinker was great for me. Okay. It nourished me all my life. But after doing some research, after doing some research on these animals and stuff like that, and what we're ingesting and digesting, like, I don't eat a whole lot of meat, to begin with, but it hasn't been like a life-changing episode where oh my God, I need to have a steak type of situation for me. Now, I did tell my kids, I said, we're not vegan per se, more like pescatarian, because right now we're transitioning backwards. So the first 2 weeks we were doing fruits and vegetables. And then we incorporated grains. So we have jasmine rice. I do not like brown rice. I don't like whole organic brown rice. Yeah, I don't like it.
Brown rice is not good at all.
Yes, and I'm not even going to attempt to try to eat it if I don't like it, because it'll be a waste of money. So I have jasmine rice, and what I put in the rice is quinoa. Now, mixing with quinoa gives you protein. There's protein in rice also, but that quinoa helps boost your protein, and it don't taste like anything. It tastes just like whatever you're cooking. Yeah. And jasmine rice has like a little bit of a sultry taste to it for me. Yeah. I can eat rice with nothing on it, just plain like white rice, no butter, no nothing. I don't like butter rice.
You like tofu then?
I do have tofu. Like I eat tofu. But I was eating tofu in college. Because I had the lady that I worked for was Korean, and she would make dishes and stuff like that. And then I would go to her grocery market and buy stuff that she was bringing to us to eat, to try. I mean, I kind of embrace one's culture, like eating kimchi and all that type of stuff. And then I was, the other girls that I worked with were Mexican, and they brought some type of fish with pickled spicy carrots and like a slaw with fish in it. I don't know. And we ate that. Like it was just like different things. But I'm not gonna say that I'm never gonna eat meat. But I just know some meats that I'm not going to eat.
So you off the
pork, beef, chicken, and turkey. No.
All right. So what other than fish and shrimp, which is kind of like roaches of the sea?
Unless I pull it out to sea, I'm not eating it.
Shrimp, roaches, shrimp or roaches of the sea. Lobsters, lobsters and crabs are bottom feeders.
I don't eat lobster, but I do eat crab.
Crabs are very much bottom feeders. They're worse than lobster. Look, every food that you eat, everything that you eat something that's disgusting. So I'm not in the wild anyway. But I don't know. Now I do believe that eating better is good, and I do wish to try on eating better. You know, I don't want to really restrict myself on that, but it's weird that you talk about pork and all the pork products you used to eat. And honestly, if it ain't a pork chop or a spare rib, I wouldn't want to eat pork like that. Maybe a sausage, but we really didn't really eat pork like that. We ate a lot of beef. We ate some beef, but like growing up, we ate mostly chicken.
They raise hogs out here. I was out there when they killed the hog. They drug it out there. They shot it in the head. They laid it out. They cut it open.
Yeah.
They drained it. They did all this other stuff. They gave my mama the liver to cook.
Yeah.
It was warm out of the thing's body. I was like, and I ate it because that's what we ate. Like we ate. That's what we ate because
even that we didn't. I don't. First of all, I don't like liver. That's shit nasty. But like now I ain't gonna lie. When I first moved down here, this is years ago. I wanted to buy a hog, a piglet, and let it grow up and then slaughter it for all the meat. But I never got the chance to do that, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. It's kind of morbid to think about that. Because once you get something to name, then it's hard to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm eating piglet today. Oh my God, piglet tastes so good though.
Well, I always wanted a cow named Betsy. So, and I wasn't gonna have her slaughtered. Mm-hmm. I was gonna have a cow named Betsy. She's gonna eat the grass out my yard.
Exactly. Well, Tues, this is gonna be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? But congratulations on your lifestyle change, and I hope you stay up with it. You keep us abreast on everything. And there's a lot of things going on in the world today. I was like, Tue gonna have this today, and she's gonna tell us about her journey of becoming a vegan, quote, and stuff like that. And maybe next week I have something in mind to bring up, and we can talk about. Because there's always something to talk about. I wasn't able to bring. I really wanted to have this time to really talk about her lifestyle, how it affects her as a Black person, and how we as Black people can try and improve our diet. So hopefully we learn something like that. You know what I mean? And if you like the show, you enjoy yourself, you like the personalities, you know what you can do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So next time hit us up on the next show. My name is Tyler Marr, and her name is
Tue Winters.
And this is
Talking Shit with TNT.
All right, we out of here. Talk to you later. Bye.